All right. Good evening. Good evening, National Baptist Convention USA Incorporated. Welcome to this evening's NBC USA Hope Health webinar, Temple Care Matters. We want to acknowledge our national leadership, Dr. Boise Kimber, President, Dr. Michael O'Miner, our National Director, NBC USA Liaison to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. I am Dr. Linda Carper. I am this evening's host. As we enter into this evening's Temple Care webinar. Hello. I see Sister Jennifer Green. We have a special presentation highlighting May's suggested health observances with a focus on women's health. Because what is this weekend? Mother's Day. So we celebrate the women in our lives, the mothers and mother figures. And for the month of May, suggested health observances include American Stroke Association Month, National Mental Health Month. Hi, Sister Bettina, Clarence Campbell. Good evening, everyone. And then our NBC USA Hope Mother's Day Bells of Remembrance, Breast Health Awareness Sunday, and that is Sunday, May 11th, Mother's Day. And then our National Women's Health Week is May 11th through 17th, and the Power to End Stroke is May 18th. So we ask that you bring this awareness, these health observances to light with your congregations. And we'd also like you to put in the chat what you are planning to do, especially with this Sunday being Mother's Day, Bells for Remembrance, your plan to celebrate not only our mothers, but our cancer survivors who have, hi, Sister Bettina.
Hi, how are
And
you?
I'm good. And then we have the webinar, of course, is a part of a continuing series, which happens the first Tuesday of every month, which is our Temple Care. So we want you to mark your calendars. First Tuesday of every month, 7:30 p.m. And in each of these sessions, we speak on the 7 pillars of our Temple Care matters. And those 7 pillars are renew our minds, nutrition, exercise, obesity in Black America, health knowledge and legacy, safety and preparedness, along with health ministry growth. Uh, we are grateful for what Hope offers to all of our congregations as we observe these health observances. So now it's time, of course, for our triple demic update. Again, we know it is, good evening, Pastor Nicholson. We know it is we're getting ready for the holiday season. Memorial Day is kicking it off. But please keep in mind, vaccines are still important. We're still wanting individuals to take into consideration the vaccinations. We have flu, RSV, and COVID. And we are encouraging you all to stay up, all of us to stay up to date with our vaccines and check with our primary care physicians to make sure that whatever season of life we're in, we're covered with our vaccines. We want to thank all of you who attended our Hope 2025 regional conferences. We had Southwest Region 1, who just had their conference not a couple of weeks ago. And that was Southwest Region 2 Regional Coordinator, Pastor Bernard Montgomery, and the West Region, Pastor Richmond Johnson. And both of them shared that they had very informative sessions and they want to thank all who actually attended and prayed for the conferences. We do have one more conference coming up, and that is the Southeast Region Conference. And Sister Brooklyn Rogers, who's the regional coordinator, she will provide additional information on that conference, which is scheduled for June 14th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in Miami, Florida. And she'll give us more information. We do want to encourage you to mark your calendars and prepare to hear more information for our 2026, yes, 2026 Hope Regional Conferences. This is May. Next month is June. Half of the year is just about over. So we want you to mark your calendars. We will have dates for you for the 2026 Hope Regional Conferences, and we'd like for you to attend, if not just one, but you can attend all if you prefer. But you will get more information regarding that. And then we know that this weekend is about celebrating our mothers and our mother figures, and we show appreciation for the role they play in our lives. This evening, we will share about women's health. Last month, Sister Minor mentioned 6 general good behaviors and practices. Does anyone remember what those 6 behaviors she talked about? If you do, put it in the chat. You may win a prize. You may be surprised. Okay, as you put it in the chat, I'm looking to see if you remember. But just in case you did not, remember how Sister Minor shared with us that good nutrition, yes, what we eat does matter. Sleep, remember, we want to get 8 hours of sleep, but 7 to 9 hours would be ideal. But getting that information to us is very important. And so we want to encourage exercise. This doesn't have to be a whole hour, it doesn't have to be a marathon. Just regular, you can start off with 5 to 10 minutes. And then remember to avoid risky substances such as the misuse of alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. And then harnessing the stress. We know, especially now, we feel some tension, but we want to remember to seek healthy ways to deal with our stress. And what better way to do it than to get out and enjoy a nice day, a nice walk, bike riding, line dancing. You can even work in your garden. And then we want to make sure that we stay connected. We're staying connected to friends, we're staying connected to family, and just people in general, because we're social beings. And then Sister Nettie wanted me to remind everyone to please check out the Let's Move National Baptist website. It is now up. She knows last month there were some tech issues, but it is now up. So check out the Let's Move National Baptist website, and that you can find that at the Hope website, www.hopembc.com. Now we do have Sister Bettina on, and Sister Bettina is so precious to me. She know her and Brother Campbell are. And Sister Bettina, would you share with us, because we're talking about women's health, and Women's Health Week is coming up May 11th through 17th. And many times we women tend to neglect their own well-being. And so we want to encourage self-care uh, with you working with a better way and, of course, the mental health component. Will you speak on how important it is during Women's Health Week? I mean, not just Women's Health Week, but the importance of mental health in general for women, especially.
Well, you've been doing a good job so far. Hi, Sister Linda.
Hello.
Nothing like a curveball, I'm telling you. Um,
No, I know.
well, as we know, mental health is a crisis in this community, in this country, and it's not just women or it's not just youth; it's everyone. And it's important that when you talk about self-care, we always talk about the fact that when you get on a plane and the hostess starts talking to you, one of the first things she says or he says is, before you try to, if the oxygen mask does descend, before you try to help anybody else, put your own on first. So that's telling me that if you're not in good mental health, then you can't help anybody else get in good mental health. You know, we as Black people don't like to talk about mental health that much. We're doing a better job, but
Mhm.
historically, we don't like to talk about mental health. That's because it's something that's for some reason has been taboo and is hidden and it stays in the house and you don't talk about it outside the house. But we have to start talking about it. Our churches have to get involved with identifying appropriate, culturally sensitive, culturally competent, and individuals with cultural humility in order to work with the members of their congregations and their families if necessary. Self-care that there's that myth floating around out there that we're super women. I'm not your superwoman. I can't do everything. I refuse to do everything. And it's okay, ladies, if
Mhm,
we don't do everything. We every more than you lives in the house.
mhm,
And in that case, when more than you live in the house, then everybody should have a chore or responsibility for making sure that that house is maintained so that you can get some rest. And especially if you work outside the home, a lot of people say, oh, she's just a housewife. There's no such a thing as she's just a housewife, because housewives work harder than a lot of us at our 9 to 5 job. So we want to make sure that we are recognizing all women
mhm,
across all paths. Mother's Day is coming up. It's a wonderful time to be selfish. There's nothing wrong with being selfish. Selfish simply means taking care of yourself first, and that's okay. We do not have to do everything for everybody. We do not have to be at everybody's beck and call. All of the things that Sister Linda mentioned in terms of that Sister Lottie told us about and taking care of ourselves and having good health, we have to start doing that. And especially today in the social climate that's going on, it's important, women,
mhm,
that we take care of ourselves, because if we're not whole, if we're not healthy, then our families won't be whole and healthy. So remember that uh, some of the things that I like to do in terms of taking care of myself is I like to get my book at the end of every day and read at least one chapter. Find something that you love to read, or also like to color. Find you a nice coloring book and color puzzles, anything. The game solitaire on your computer, anything that's kind of a mindless kind of repetition, so you don't have to think, you just doing, and it allows your mind to rest
mhm,
so that you can get a good night's sleep. So practice, set yourself a wind down. Even it may be going to taking a shower, and maybe taking a candlelight bath, a bubble bath, whatever that makes you feel good about being you. Practice that on a daily basis.
mhm. And men, we see that you're on, so we want you to encourage the women in your life to take care of themselves. We're naturally caregivers, and we're not saying men aren't caregivers, but we want to encourage our men to please encourage the women in your lives to take care of themselves.
Exactly. And women, remember that your daughters are looking at you. And if
Mhm,
they see that mama is carrying the load for everybody in the immediate family and the extended family, guess what? They're
mhm.
going to grow up thinking that that's what they're supposed to do. And
Yeah.
that cycle is just going to continue repeating itself. And you have to realize sooner or later that you got to take care of yourself. I'm gonna give you this one last tip, and I'm gonna turn
Mhm,
it back over to Sister Linda. But whatever you're doing, ask yourself why you're doing it. And if you're doing it because some family member expects you to do it, or at least you think that they expect you to do it, are you doing it because you're trying to show them the way that you want them to give back to you? Then quit. If you're doing anything other than because it's something that you want to do, stop doing it. Because the people gonna take and take and take. Whoever you're doing it for, they're gonna take and take and take until there's no more to take. And when you have no more to give, or when you finally come to realize that you're not accomplishing whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, and you stop, they're gonna go on about their business anyway. So if you're doing it, do it because you want to do it from your heart. But then again, have limits, set boundaries for yourself and for others. Thank
mhm.
you.
Thank you, Sister Bettina. That was right on time. And then we want to remind everyone about our Hope foundational scripture. It's Psalm 139:14. I praise you, O Lord, for I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I am more fearfully and wonderfully made by a creator who created me in his image and after his likeness. And it says, my soul knows that full well. And with that, we want to remind ourselves what we do is we do it unto the glory of God. And God did not tell us to wear ourselves down. Our greatest example is who? Jesus. Didn't Jesus sleep? Didn't he sleep through the storm? Did he not get up and speak peace to the storm? So he can speak peace in our lives. He can speak the peace that we need, but we do have to lean and depend upon him. So, again, with our Women's Health Week, which is May 11th, Mother's Day, through the 17th, Women's Health is focusing on the well being of the women in our lives, choosing instead to self care. Uh, with so many things to think about, we want to be reminded that it's okay, even as caregivers, it's okay for you to take care of yourself. And we want you to put your health first. So, what is National Women's Health Week? You hear us talking about that. Each year, National Women's Health Week is celebrated the following Mother's Day. And the week is meant to encourage women to engage in preventive care measures, get mental health care, and participate in other measures that will improve your health. So, how can we take care of our physical health? I see your messages in the chat. Keep them coming. See a primary care physician. Don't forget about your own self-care. As a caregiver, don't forget you're taking care of someone else who's taking care of you. So schedule your appointments, schedule your appointments. And then let's not forget our May health and wellness observances as we encourage you to visit the H.O.P.E website. The health observances are there, and you can download those at the www.hopembc.com website. And you can find additional information. We have toolkits available, so please check that out. And then you'll find our upcoming events located on the website too. With Temple Care Matters, we highlight our health observances. And then we yes, Sister Jennifer, schedule time and don't forget to take time for yourself. And in getting your regular cancer screenings, and that goes for men and women, but women especially, our pap smears, cervical, it's a way to detect the cervical cancer. We skin cancer checks, our mammograms, so that breast cancer can be detected early, and the procedure or the process that's needed is count in time so that we can live productive lives. And then let's include some physical activity, like I mentioned earlier, gardening, walking, just sitting outdoors and doing a little stretching, bike riding, and of course, even line dancing. I love that. And then just remember to stay hydrated. Sometimes just if you take one step, that is to add an extra 4 ounces or an extra 8 ounces of water each day. And then just remember to keep your meals balanced. If you're gonna have the potato chips, add an apple or add a banana with it. But just to keep that in mind. So as Sister Bettina mentioned the fact about mental health, do you know mental health is just important as physical health? I know we can all attest to that. When we look at the importance of mental health, do you know that many times women's health issues have been overlooked? And this is due to a combination of factors. And of course, it does include historical biases in medical research. We remember the Henrietta Lacks uh, story. And then to know that gender biases in healthcare, many times, if as you're talking with your primary care physician, you're your own health advocate. But if for some reason you have that white coat syndrome where you forget what the doctor said or you just take him at his word, take someone with you, take a trusted friend with you to help you get past that and then ask the questions that you may not think to ask at the time, but someone else who's listening objectively can help remind you of what to ask your primary care physician, or Take notes so that you can remember what to ask them. And then we want to remember too the importance of getting rest. Many times we go and go and go like we're the Energizer Bunny. The batteries that we have include rest, and resting is a refocusing and a refurbishing of our mental capacities and our physical health. So remember that. And then when we talk about research, again, looking at our societal norms, stigmatizing health topics that are important to women. Um, Yes, Sister McClendon, there is no health without mental health. It's all part of the Trinity. And remember, we talk about Trinity wellness, mind, body, and soul. So all of that includes the mental health piece of it. So for decades, remember, research has primarily focused on male subjects and mostly male Caucasian or white men. And that has led to a lack of data about how diseases even affect women and our African American men differently. And so we want to encourage individuals to participate with research. We're saying share your experiences, share your feedback. There is research, and you'll get a list of links that we'll share. You can check out different research that is taking place that relates to not only high blood pressure, but cancer, Alzheimer's, all of that ha needs our input because we are impacted too. And we, when I say we, I'm saying African Americans. And then there is gender bias in the healthcare industry. And what we want to do is bring that to light during this session, remembering that our health matters. And with our health being a matter that matters to us, we want to make sure that we're sharing our, yes, right. We must have trust in the medical profession. And that comes with communication. And we want to make sure that our physicians are listening to us. Research on women's health is often underfunded. It leads to a shortage of clinical trials and data. And so this makes it very difficult to develop effective treatments and preventions for women's health conditions. So, because we're often underrepresented in clinical trials, we want to encourage individuals to participate. Now, this does limit when we're not participating in clinical trials, it does limit how the understanding of diseases impact us and how it's to be treated. So, when we think about even COVID, that was just a couple of years ago. COVID impacted us in a different way. And then they're still doing research about learning the importance of how the disease impacted men and women differently. We know that happened. And then some studies have even found that women are more likely to experience severe outcomes from COVID-19. So what we're asking is during this Women's Health Month that we consider all that we have been impacted with and share. Remember, yes, our physicians are not miracle workers. So we want to share the fact what is happening with me, the individual that is in that primary care physician's office. And then remember, increased funding for research. More research is needed to better understand women's health and develop effective treatments and preventions and gender inclusive medical training. Medical schools are starting to incorporate more information about women's health into their curriculum. So we want to celebrate our female physicians, celebrate the fact that they are leading the way. And then addressing gender biases in healthcare. Remember, healthcare providers need to be trained to recognize and address gender biases in their care. And yes, we do have to develop the skills to advocate for ourselves. And that is why we encourage you to be a part of not only Temple Care, but the Hope Ministry. And then reducing the stigma. Societal norms that stigmatize women's health topics need not to be challenged. It's an actual situation that has to be addressed. And then improving representation in clinical trials. How can we do that? We can make the effort to make sure that we are adequately represented in clinical trials and participate. So, by addressing these issues, it is possible to improve women's health and reduce disparities in healthcare outcomes. Now, we want you to remember to check out the HOPE website, but we also have a link, womenshealth.gov, empowering women, their health journey. Check out that link and it will be shared with you. It's womenshealth.gov. NWHW Day 1, empowering women, their health journey. Okay. Now it's Q&A time. You get to participate. I know it's been lots of chat in lots of messages in the chat. I see them coming through. Okay, Q&A time. Here you go. If you are on the phone or on social media, you can still put it on and Brother Duke will help let me know if somebody answered over there. But here is a question and some interesting facts about women's health. What is the number one cause of death in women? I'm gonna give you a hint. We celebrate it in the month of February. What is the number one cause of death in women? Okay, I see you, Sister Jennifer. She said heart attack, heart disease. That is it. All right. Okay. When should women be checked for a cervical cancer? When should women be checked for cervical cancer? You can put your answer in the chat. Annually, okay. When should women be checked for cervical cancer? Annually. Okay. And we want to make sure that they're being checked early. So pap smears, you're not getting your first pap smear at 40, right? You're not getting your first mammogram at 40. Okay. Another Q&A. This is a true and false. Women have stronger immune systems. True or false? Women have stronger immune systems. That's a myth. Okay. All right. They claim to be strong. And again, what Sister Bettina said, we're not Superwoman. I don't know who said. Now, I like Wonder Woman, but I'm still not Wonder Woman, I'm not Superwoman. We need rest and we need to take care of ourselves. Okay, this is another true and false. Vitamin D is vital to women's health. Vitamin D is vital. Yes. And you know, you can get vitamin D from, hey, Dr. Lorna, you can get vitamin D actually from spending some time in the sun. And so, what is the most important issue in women's health? I know Sister Green said it earlier. Heart disease. Yes. And while it's associated with men, heart disease does affect women and it does affect women at any age. And many women are unaware of the risk factors and other significant issues does include breast cancer, mental health, and reproductive health. Uh, we want to make sure that we are covering all of our health, all of our bodies. Heart health is important. And so, with that, we encourage you, if you have not checked out our Health Ambassador training, we ask that you check out our Health Ambassador training. We do have self-paced Health Ambassador training now. Um, you can actually receive your certificate. Email info@hopembc.com to register. Request a copy of the lesson training guide. Now, please know the training guides are being updated, so you will hear some information about outdated research that we participated in, but the core of the information is very useful. And then complete the training survey and include in the email subject line, when you email info@HOPE-NBC, include NBC USA Hope Health Ambassador Training so that we can get that information to you. So remember, and it's on the screen. Brother Duke has it on the screen. I know many of you are health ambassadors. I do know that. I see the names, but we may have someone who is new on and is interested in that. You will actually get the history of Hope, how Hope actually got started with our leaders, uh, Dr. Minor and Pastor Montgomery. And the funniest story I always remember is that they talk about the two acorns. They call them two health nuts, and it was the funniest story. So get signed up, and then those of you who are health ambassadors, review the training sessions just as a reminder, as a refresher, review it. And then again, let's not forget our May health observances. You can download the complete list, the annual health observances, by going to www.hopenbc.com, and you can find more information. Yes, colon health is coming up. Yes, we do have that listed. For upcoming events, we do have, and we want you to remember, we have upcoming events, which is the NBC USA Incorporated Congress of Christian Education. It is taking place June 16th through 20th. And guess what? If you don't want to travel to Montgomery, Alabama, there are virtual courses. So please check out the NBC USA Facebook page. You can actually see the courses that are available in person and virtually. And just to put a promotion piece in there, my pastor, Pastor Rory Thompson, will actually be teaching a virtual course. But there are many virtual courses offered. So check out the NBC USA Hope NBC USA Facebook page to get more information about the National Congress of Christian Education. And that is being held June 16th through 20th. All right. We covered a lot of information. Oh, okay. I see you, Sister Green. So the best part is coming now. We want to hear from you. So you may type in the chat or raise your virtual hand. Brother Duke, anything on because social media, I haven't forgot about you. Anything from social media, Brother Duke?
No questions on social media, but everyone was participating with
All
your
right.
questions.
Great, great, great. So I want to thank you for your questions and comments. I do want to remind you, if you do have questions, I don't see anything that's coming across in the chat. But for the June health observances, remember NBC USA Hope Summer of Health and Wellness Vacation Bible School Summer Camp. So during your vacation Bible school, you want a table set up with Hope to share information and encourage some physical activity and some hydration because it is summertime. And then Men's Health Month, in the month of June, Men's Health Month. Men, we want you to take care of you too, because we want to be around. God bless us. We want to be around and we want to be in good health. National Cancer Survivors Day is June 1st, and National Health Fair, which is during the National Congress, is June 16th through 19th. And then, of course, we have our Fireworks Safety Month, which is June through July 4th. And you may join on the web and social media to check out the different things that we have on the Hope Facebook page, and that is www.hopenbc.com Facebook. And we have a YouTube channel, NBC USA Hope. Now, if you don't have the QR code to have Hope at your fingertips, you can scan that QR code and have the Hope app on your phone. So we'd love for you to get that. If you would like to enroll in Hope Health Ministry training, remember the self-paced, you can take it anytime, but we will provide some in-person trainings. You can send the email to info@hopenbc.com, or you can call 901-603-0762. But we do prefer that you send an email, info@hopenbc.com, and just put in the subject line Okay, I see you, Sister Andrews. We would appreciate your feedback and we would ask that you complete the webinar survey. Uh, it is going to be in the chat. Uh, and so we can share what we can improve upon for this session. So we want to appreciate our Hope team. We thank you all for participating with us. So as we acknowledge our Hope team, of course, our leader, Dr. Michael O'Miner, Dr. Desi Levy, Sister Lottie Miner, uh, Sister Nettie Johnson, Pastor Dexter Moraney, Sister Ellen McKnight Hill, Dr. Felisa Washington, Minister Geraldine Moore, Sister Loretta Miller, Dr. Lavoria Williams, Sister Bettina Campbell, Dr. Marion Talley, and of course, our very own Brother Thomas Duke Robinson. Let's keep Brother Duke in prayer. He's finishing up finals this week, and he was able to share with us tonight. So, Brother Duke, we appreciate your time. Our 7 regional coordinators include Pastor Daniel Blackburn, Northeast. Yay, Northeast on. Sister Brooklyn Rogers, Southeast. Brother, did I see somebody from Southeast? Okay, Pastor Bernard Montgomery, Southwest 1. Of course, yay, Southwest 2, myself, Dr. Nanda Carper. Sister Teresa Fails 4, Midwest. I see you on, Sister Teresa. Sister Tafara Robinson West. Pastor Richmond Johnson, Far West. I see you on. So to connect with your regional coordinator, if you have not, or if you have forgotten who your regional coordinator is, please email us at info@hopenbc.com because one of our 7 regional coordinators will be happy to connect with you. We know that some of you may have some additional comments or questions. So we will formally close this evening's webinar and ask those who are joining us to open your mics for additional session feedback. And then we want you to just stay tuned for TempleCare Matters webinar, the next TempleCare webinar. And then finally, we want to acknowledge our president, Dr. Boise Kimber. He reminds us that we are changing the course, not our conviction, and the gospel still works. So this has been a production of the National Baptist Convention, USA Incorporated, the nation's largest Black denomination. How many of you knew that? The largest Black denomination. So God bless and God keep you is our prayer. So we can come off of mute and we would love to hear